The NorCal Sports TV three-point contest from the summer basketball camp. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores. Next to me, Michaela Mabey, former CSU Monterey Bay player out of the CCAA. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
CSU Monterey Bay Division II basketball. You've seen a lot of great basketball over the years, and you played against it. Just the game of basketball alone, through your time, how has it changed, and where do you see it now?
Oh, I mean, it's changed a lot since even I was a little kid. I started when I was in kindergarten. But just to see the game evolve, whether that's broadcasting it or showing it on TV, it's so beautiful to see it happen live.
WNBA starting us off, only two contestants. Rebel Roberts will be the first one. Autumn Begley will be right after her. Each contestant 1 minute to shoot 25 shots. 30 points is the most you can get if you hit every single shot. You'll have 2 rounds. First round, you get through it, and you just hope for the best score. Second round is where you actually go for the competition. And with the WNBA, only 2 players, they're automatically going to be in the second round. You need one of the 2 highest scores to make it to that second round, and then the winner will be crowned from there.
Yep.
But starting off with this, Rebel Roberts, what have you seen from her in the competition through the first 3 days?
Yeah, so she's really amazed me inside the paint. She's just fearless and aggressive, and she goes after almost every board, and she puts it right back up, especially in 8th grade, right? Usually you can't teach that, so she's fearless on the boards.
Last couple of seconds here for Rebel Roberts. But with this summer camp, we go 4th through 12th grade, smaller WNBA divisions from what we've seen in the last couple of years. But in the age group that you have and that you're coaching and witnessing, what kind of competition do you see?
Yeah, I mean, it's varied because it's from 8th grade to 10th grade, but no matter the age, they're competitive and they want to win, right? So just how they ask questions or how they want to win, how they want to have fun doing it together, it's great to see these things from them.
We just saw Rebel Roberts compete in the three-point contest. Now it's time for Autumn Begley, who has been here the past couple of camps, and she's actually a previous winner.
Yes, she can shoot the ball. She lets the lights go out when she shoots it, for sure.
I know she gets nervous quite a bit, and when it comes to the game of basketball, confidence is one of the biggest things, and every coach tries to get that across to every player. But truly, how much does that confidence factor come into play?
I mean, it's everything in the game of basketball and outside of it too, right? But specifically just keeping your head high, even when you miss a shot. I mean, you can miss 10 in a row. You're going to make the 11th one that matters, right? So it's everything in the game of basketball.
Now, at each level, that confidence factor gets higher and higher as you go up. At the D2 level that you were at, how many players have that confidence that no matter what happens, they can still stay on top?
Yeah, I mean, some of the best shooters in our league, they have that confidence. And that's just what determines a great shooter from just an average shooter, right? Is just having the confidence to have a horrible game and coming back the next game and making 10 threes. So there's about a few in my league, but just true dirty shooters, they're just confident, right? If they miss, they're going to shoot the next one when they're open.
Autumn Begley from the top rack hits the money ball, which is worth 2 points, and now she's getting on fire on the 4th rack. 4 points for Autumn Begley in this first round. But let's talk more about this confidence factor, because there's a misconception in the game of basketball that shooting is everything. People forget about the defense. People forget about the offense other than shooting because there's more to it. But how does confidence affect everything else outside of shooting?
I mean, it's a factor of winning and losing and being a great teammate as well, right? So that confidence that you portray on your teammates, it's having their back and having your own back. Yeah.
Sorry, we had to confer with the boss here. For the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, our CEO, Dion I, running this competition. Since there was only 2 WNBA players, Autumn Begley, who scored 5 points, is going to be our WNBA champion.
Yes, I'm so proud of her. That's exactly the confidence she needed. She's a shooter. Good job, girl.
And Michaela, thank you so much once again for joining me here. We're going to have Autumn Begley come over. We're going to ask her a few questions.
Perfect.
But thanks for joining us at the camp for the second time this year.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I'm stressed. Good job, sister. I'm so proud of you.
Autumn Begley, how do you feel?
Amazing.
Amazing. That's the one word that comes to your head, amazing?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You've played camp after camp after camp. You're a previous winner, and here you are again sitting in the chair next to me for the second time. What were you feeling out there from the first rack? You didn't want to sign up. There's 2 players. They crossed their names off. You have finally said, fine, I'll get out here. I'll go and shoot, and you put 5 up on the board. What are you feeling?
I'm just like thankful that because I wouldn't be here without my coach from Cottonwood, Mr. White. Like, he helped me a lot. And then my parents for letting me come to the camp again. And then just all the people surrounded by me that helped me and convinced me to sign up again.
And you started over in the corner. You were making your way around, go to the top rack. You hit one, you get to the money ball. You hit another, and you just kept going on from there. What's going through your mind as you're going rack to rack, hoping for a championship?
I'm just shocked. Like, I did not think I was going to do that good.
Well, you signed up late, but you still came out victorious. Is there any last words for us?
Thank you, everybody, for letting me show up.
Autumn Begley, a camp favorite, and now our WNBA three-point champion. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp 3-point competition. We just had our WNBA with Rebel Roberts and Autumn Begley. Autumn Begley won 5 points to Rebel Roberts 0. And now we move on to the NBA division. Zachary Yang, Josiah Gunter, Colion Moncrief, Chase Tolliver, Cyrus Godot-Taylor, Lorenzo Coldani, Marcelo Wandera, and Devontae Barlow, the 8 competitors in our NBA division. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores. I have Coach Jewell right beside me. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Very excited about 3-point competition.
Zachary Yang is starting us off here.
Ooh, 2 in a row.
Zachary Yang starting off hot.
Yeah, he's knocking it down from the corner. Going on to rack number 2. Looking forward to get one in. All right, off the front rim. There it is, middle one. It's a clean swish. The net, oh, there he is. Ooh, the money ball.
NBA division, the youngest of the divisions, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. When it comes down to it with these younger players, they usually don't have the strength to get there, and you see them jumping across the line, but the form of some players is what actually gets them to do so well in the competition.
Yeah, no, certainly. And when you're younger, yeah, you kind of have to huck it up with 2 hands a little bit, but some of these kids here, yeah, they already got the kind of more mature release.
In the 3-point competition here at the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, 1 minute to get through 25 shots, as Zachary Yang will end with 6.
Yeah, it's got to be tiresome for these little guys.
You get
all the way up there.
1 minute, 25 shots, 30 points is the highest you can get, as the last shot in each rack is worth 2 points. If you get one of the 2 highest scores in the first round, you'll move on to the final in the second round. And right now, Zachary Yang putting up 6 in the NBA division. That's quite a bit.
That's solid.
So right now, 6 is the score to beat, and if you do get the highest score, you get to choose who goes first and second in that second round. So now moving on, we'll go to Josiah Gunther, who in the games through the camp so far has been a phenomenal 3-point shooter, and he's not afraid to pull up even with the defender close by.
Oh, yeah, he'll put it up. There he goes, starting it off. Yeah, he's likes to get to the hole, likes to shoot it from 3.
During our WNBA contest, I had Coach Michaela Mabey on the microphone with me. Asked her a few questions, and the main thing we talked about was competition. And she played at CSU Monterey Bay, which is a division school on the CCAA. You're familiar with it as well. Division II competition and competitiveness, there's only a select few players who have the grit, the determination, who, when they miss a couple of shots, they are able to get back down the court and then continue to play like they didn't even miss.
Right.
How do you feel about players at this level in their competition? Are they at a high level as the years go on, or does it really change?
This young kid versus as they get older?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of something you got to try to coach them up in. Like, just no matter what, right, you're going to make turnovers, you're going to miss shots. You just got to keep going, keep playing.
Josiah Gunter only got to rack number 4, didn't even finish the rack, and still outscored Zachary Yang 8 points, and now in the lead for first place.
Man, NBA is lighting it up so far.
With 8 competitors, what do you think the chances are with these 8 competitors? You've seen them through the camp. What do you think the chances are that someone will truly reign high above 2 points?
Man, I mean, 6 and 8. I would have thought like 5 max for these guys, but yeah, they're lighting it up so far. Seemed like that last kid, Josiah? He was finishing strong there. What was that, 2 or 3 in a row?
And with only 1 minute, we talked about the strength of the players and how they have to put so much more effort and energy into the shot. That takes up so much more time, too. We haven't really seen a player get to the 5th rack in our first 2 divisions. As the age groups get higher, they can move a little bit faster. They don't need that much energy. They can shoot faster, have that quicker release.
Yeah, they don't have to take that big, jump in their shot, kind of just more of a form shot.
I know when I was at this age group, I shot really low. I'd scoop the ball up, and I thought that everyone did that when I was so young. But now looking at these competitors, actually, I don't know how long ago it was, maybe 12 years, 13 years ago, seeing these kids now actually have a good shooting form.
Yeah, it's crazy the handle on some of these kids out here, too. It's very surprising. Yeah, when I was that age, I was definitely shooting it from the hip. Had to give it everything I had. I was also a short guy, though. So extra distance to the rim.
I'm right there with you. Moncrief banks in his first shot. He'll count the second one as well. So he unfortunately is out of the competition, but ends with the final score of 2.
Okay.
Right now on court 2 as well, speaking of number 2, we still have more games going on here at the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. You can follow along live or on demand on NorCal Sports TV. Subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when we are live, when we upload, and you can go back and watch all the games. Even if you miss it, it's still right there on NorCal Sports TV.
Yeah, it's awesome. I got my son here. This is his first time really playing any actual basketball. And it's cool. Yeah, his grandfather's been watching from home.
Our fourth competitor, Chase Tolliver. Score to beat right now is 8, but 7 will get you in the top 2. Now, Coach, you are a coach here at the camp in the D League.
Yep, I got the middle school kids.
Just 7th and 8th grade, right in the middle between our youngest and our oldest boys. What do you think about the D League competition as that'll be coming up next year in the contest?
Yeah, it's been really nice. We got 3 teams, and yeah, they're split pretty even. Almost every game has been really close. Two of our first 3 games went to overtime. But yeah, a lot of kids that can handle, shoot it. It's been pretty impressive.
Chase Tolliver ends with 3 points. He also falls shy of the mark to beat. Halfway through the contest, 8 is the score. We have Cyrus Godot-Taylor, Lorenzo Caldani, Marcelo Wandera, and Devontae Barlow. I asked you just a moment ago what you think the rest of the competition will be like. What do you think now, as we just had 2 back-to-back players fail to get more than 3?
I mean, yeah, from the get-go, I saw a 6, and I was like, okay, that kid's probably going to make the finals. That's a high number. And then straight second kid gets 8, and I'm going to stick with it. Those 2 kids are getting in.
We'll find out in the next couple of minutes. And going back to that D-League competition, we have 12 players, which is the most players in one league for the three-point contest. I'll give you the list here. What do you think of those?
Let me see. All right, I got Caden on my team. Caden Padilla. I know he can shoot from 3. Let's see. Dominic can shoot it. I know Gino from another team. He's got a good shot. Blaze. Brantley, Wolfgang. All these kids can put up a good number. Colin Barrington, I know, can shoot it. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be an exciting one. I wish I had this one when I was here. I came to this camp back when it was Dick Edwards in the 90s.
We got our first player to actually finish all 25 balls. He finished with 4 points.
Okay.
Which isn't bad, getting through 25 shots.
Yeah, stamina, getting it up.
And another player falls short of that mark. Now it's Lorenzo Caldani as we move forward.
Okay.
And let's just talk about the three-point shot in general here,
just
Coach.
In general, yep.
You've been in the game for quite a while.
Yep.
How have you seen the three-point play and three-point shot change basketball?
I know when I was a kid, like I said, graduated in 2001 from high school. So
that's when I was born, Coach.
Oh boy. All right, but yeah, I remember coaches being kind of upset by the three-point line and people shooting what seemed to be a lot of threes until Steph Curry came along and it got crazy.
Would you? I'm going to use this word. It might be a little bit strong, but would you blame Steph Curry for how we look at basketball today?
I will blame him for the excitingness of it and the whoa, I want to be that guy. But there's so many guys that just put up a ton of shots from 3, and just the Daryl Morey. I'll blame him too. The 3 and D. And, 3-pointers and layups only kind of mathematical strategy in basketball had something to do with it, too.
Lorenzo Caldani ends with 9 points.
Woo.
8 points, excuse me. And so Josiah Gunter will continue through. Zachary Yang unfortunately falls out of the contest, and now Lorenzo Caldani tied for first place.
Yeah, that's, 2 8s. That's some good shooting, especially at this age.
Now just 2 more competitors to go. Marcelo Wandera will be next.
Nicely done, young man. Good thing we got this on TV, right? We can look back and double check if need be.
Everyone's so wrapped up in the excitingness of it going down and, the consecutive shots.
Were you a three-point shooter?
I love to shoot the 3-ball. I didn't play as much as I'd like to, but the 3-ball was definitely part of the game because I can wait there, defenders start to fade away, and then you can get found open. I always like to pass, though. I was more of I consider myself Steve Nash before he was good.
Okay, there you go.
Before they told him he needed to shoot.
Right.
Yeah, Steve Nash, when he started out.
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara University, that's right, which was the previous home of Kurt Rambis as well.
Oh, nice pull.
I mean, to get, take another NBA player from it, former Los Angeles Laker.
But Canadian.
Yeah.
They're playing USA tonight.
That's right. And, the last update I heard this a while ago, but the U.S. was down by 7. It was 21-14. Okay. Not to give anyone spoilers, but the game's not over. So. I'm also not a huge fan of recording live sports when it comes down to it. I just can't.
You got to watch that live, and if it gets spoiled, then, you don't watch it live.
Also, with phones today, I always get the updates from 7 different sources telling me who won.
Yeah. It's hard to stay away from a spoiler these days.
I know our boss here on NorCal Sports TV, he says, I recorded the game, don't tell me anything. And sometimes there's an occasional spoiler. I've never seen anyone get so mad before.
Oh, yeah? That sets him off, huh?
Marcelo Wandera will end with a score of 5 and unfortunately fall out of the competition as well. So Gunter,
for these kids.
Gunter, Caldani with 8 apiece. Devontae Barlow has to tie or get more to solidify his position.
Okay.
Devontae Barlow has been a wrecking ball in this competition. He's one of the taller players, more dominating, and talk about the confidence. He has it.
Yeah, kid's a rebound machine down there, and a lot of putbacks, running the floor. Seen him get lots of layups.
He definitely has the strength to get the ball there as well. Though this first rack not looking so good. Although I've never been put in a three-point competition either. How much does a first rack affect you?
Sure, you want to certainly see one go in first rack, right? And you want to get into a rhythm early on, feel your form, see it go in, get that confidence.
Now with our WNBA division, obviously we'll play and shoot with a women's ball, but for the younger kids, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, we also have them playing with the 28.5, known as the women's ball as well. And now I have, I'm not sure if it's an unpopular opinion. I haven't told it to a lot of people, but I think that for the game of basketball, we should have one size ball across the board. What do you think?
One for all. Sure.
Tell me.
I don't know about that. I would be. Here's another controversial thing. Like, if you're gonna have a different ball, give me a 9-foot hoop, 9.5 hoop. I want to see some lady dunks.
Okay. I understand why you would want that 9-foot hoop, but let's go with this. I've had people tell me, well, women's hands are smaller. That's why they need a smaller ball. Well, I don't have the biggest of hands, so why can't I play with a women's ball when it comes down to it?
Okay. Yeah, and Shaq's hands are monstrous.
Yeah.
And should he have a bigger ball?
Yeah. exactly.
Okay.
So I think it would also make a lot more room for women to actually play the game of basketball because now you're not differing in sizes. So a lot of girls players only have a men's ball to play with anyway.
Yeah.
So if you just make one size across the board, then you can just take
really
it.
when it comes down to it, if you're a shooter, you're a shooter. Doesn't matter the size of the
Exactly.
ball, you throw that thing in.
Because last year, too, during the three-point contest for the actual NBA, Stephen Curry decided to challenge Sabrina Ionesco, and everyone said, oh, well, she needs to shoot with a men's ball to make it fair. She needs to shoot from the men's line to make it fair. And, well, I mean, that can just take it out, and, you know, we can have an even competition across the board.
Right. I actually didn't catch that, so I didn't even see. Did they play with their own league rule?
She
stuff?
played from the actual NBA three-point line.
Oh, wow.
But with
Nice.
the WNBA ball.
That's awesome.
She dominated, too. She
Put up a nice score.
I think, if I remember correctly, she had a higher score in that competition than all the basic NBA three-point contest players.
That's awesome. Good stuff.
For
All right, so
our
we're in the final here.
final round, Josiah Gunter, Lorenzo Coldani. Gunter decided to go first and already has put up 2, and he's just middle way through his second rack.
He's putting it in nice.
Gunter making a strong statement to be the NBA Division three-point contest champion and continues. He's on fire. If we were playing NBA Jam, the net would be flames right now.
It would be toast, yeah. The net would be gone. Just the little top of the net there, trying to hang on.
Gunter running out of time as he enters the fourth rack.
Where's he at? 6?
I believe he's
Do
on
another one.
7.
There it is.
Gunter at 8
Ooh.
unleashes the last ball on the fourth rack from the buzzer. He replicates his first round score and has 8. Coach.
I mean, that's a back-to-back 8s. That's going to be tough for Lorenzo to put up. But, yeah, he's already done it, so why can't he do it again?
Consistency
Yeah.
in the game of basketball, not only from form, but power, accuracy, and now just your ability to shoot percentage-wise.
Right. Everything, you know, your legs, right? Your release. It's all just get that same rhythm. All right, here
Lorenzo
we go.
Coldani looking for a contest champion winner.
Let's get one out. See it go. Money ball. There it is. That helps.
That's huge.
There it
Uh-oh.
is. Ooh, trying to get him up quick. Looks like he's getting tired.
I was about to say the same thing, Coach. Starting to
There
get
he
tired.
goes. Ooh.
That money ball could have been big in the outcome of this game. His arc is getting a little bit lower with each shot.
Yep.
Can't quite get it
up
to
there.
go straight
Oh,
through.
it's
That
a
one
money
does. Starting to hit. He'll get it off in time. It counts if it goes
Man,
off
got through
the front
whole
iron.
rack.
Unfortunately, Lorenzo Coldani falls just shy of the mark. And our
Alrighty.
NBA contest three-point champion, Josiah Gunter.
That was nicely done.
Well, Coach, any last words for us as we move on from the NBA? We're going to have Josiah Gunter come over, ask him a few questions. But what do you think about the NBA three-point contest?
That was very nice. I mean, way higher scores than I would have thought. Well, not way higher, but yeah, those are some good numbers. I was impressed.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. We're going to welcome over Gunter, and we'll say goodbye to you. But
Certainly,
thank you so
yeah,
much.
glad to make it. And yeah, I love being up here.
Awesome.
All
Thanks
right,
again.
Thank you.
Josiah. Our NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp NBA three-point champion Josiah Gunter put up 8 points in the first round. Second round, also 8 points. A fantastic three-point shooter. We knew that from the first 3 days of camp. We come to the afternoon for our three-point contest. You shoot the lights out. How do you feel right now having 8 points in each round?
I feel great. Just trying to stay humble. Congratulating my contestants who did pretty good. I like focused on shooting the ball and just trying to aiming for the rim and having high arc and just trying to trust in my shot every single time I shoot it.
Well, the first thing you said was you're trying to stay humble, but you won the contest. You don't have to be humble. Have some pride in yourself. Fantastic three-point shooting. Coach Jay was over here with me. We talked about how the NBA, it's younger division, it's younger players. And, well, you're a Warriors fan. You love Stephen Curry. You love Klay Thompson. And a separate question, aside from the contest, Klay Thompson going to the Dallas Mavericks. What do you feel about that?
Yo, I'm so upset, bro. I'm so upset. But, he sold us in the Sacramento Kings game, but if he plays another season, he'll do better. He'll make up for it. But, that's a silly trade by the Warriors. They shouldn't have done that.
Well, thanks for joining me, Josiah Gunter, our NBA contest three-point champion. 8 points in the first round, 8 points in the second round. Congratulations.
Yeah, we didn't even get Paul George.
We got the D-League coming up next. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp 3-point contest is back. It's the D-League now. We've gone through the WNBA with the winner of Autumn Begley, the NBA champion Josiah Gunter, and now as we move to the D-League, 12 competitors. Starting us off is Caden Padilla. We'll see what he's able to do from the outside. Make sure you go back and watch the 3-point contest for the WNBA and the NBA as former CSU Monterey Bay Division II basketball player Michaela Maybe and one of our WNBA coaches joined me in the booth as Autumn Begley and Rebel Roberts took the 3-point stage. And then Coach Jade Jewell joined me as the NBA competition took off there through those 8 competitors. But now it is Padilla starting us off for the D-League in some of the fiercest competition that we have seen through the camp years. In our NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp 3-point contest, 1 minute for 25 shots. 30 points is the most you can get. It is 4 shots in each rack. The 5th one is the money ball, which is worth 2 if you hit that final ball. 6 points for Padilla, which is 2 less than what our NBA champion was able to put up. Might be good enough, but from what we've seen in years past and just from the NBA alone, Padilla most likely won't make it to that second round. But each competitor gets 1 round all the way down the list, and then if you are in the top 2 shooters, then you will move on to a second round. The highest score will then choose to go first or second, and then between those 2 competitors, they will head off for the finale, and whoever has the most points from there will then be crowned our 3-point champion for that division. Second up for the D-League, Dominic Sorcy. Starting off on the first rack, got down 1, money ball, just shy. D-League players love to shoot that 3 ball, almost the most important part of the game for them, as what we've seen through the first 3 days at least. A lot of great 3-point shooters. But when it comes to the 3-point contest, 25 straight shots, having to go consecutive shot after shot, 25 in 60 seconds. Your arms get tired quickly. Your form starts to diminish. And a lot of players, when it gets to the 4th and 5th rack, can't keep it together. So it's really important to take your time in those opening racks and knock those shots down. Ten seconds just for the final rack. Sorcy continues to hit from the corner. 2 seconds to get off the money ball. It'll count if it goes. Can't quite do it. The score of 4 for Dominic Sorcy. We're currently in second place through just 2 shooters, but we still have Brentley Wolfgang, Gino Caldoni, Blaze Michael, Gideon Ortiz, Josiah Aquino, Milo Rivas, Colin Barrington, Ezra Nino, DJ Michael, and Jeremiah White. That's the list through the rest of the D-League. So here is Brentley Wolfgang as our 3rd shooter. He needs to beat 6 to be on top, beat 4 to be in the top 2. Anything less will kick him out of the competition and have no chance at a second round. Wolfgang, a failed second rack. Wolfgang. Starting to hit on the 4th rack now. 10 seconds trying to finish up the 4th rack, and now heading to the 5th. 4 seconds, has to release fast. Wolfgang can't hit that one. He'll end with 4 as well, tying up second place with Dominic Sorcy.
Next is Gino Caldoni, number 122.
And now moving on in the D-League, Gino Coldani. Have a rack issue on the second rack. Ball's not holding correctly. Gonna fix that before we move on to our next competitor in Gino Coldani. While we wait here, we can send you on over to court number 2, Jeremy Hurtado, in the final minute of that competition. That game coming down to the wire. You can go there or stay here as you get some nice views of our 3-point contest court from the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. We'll be back with you in just a moment. We're back in action for the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp 3-point contest. Currently, Caden Padilla holds the lead at 6. Sorcy and Wolfgang behind him, tied in second with 4 apiece. Moving on to our fourth competitor, it's Gino Coldani. He moves through the first rack quickly, and you only get 1 minute to shoot 25 shots. Highest score possible is 30, and you want to be one of the top 2 shooters so that you can move to the finale. And whoever gets the most points from that will be our 3-point contest champion winner. Coldani from the top doing some work. He's got 3. Coldani on fire, heading to the 4th rack, starting to knock him down. He's at 5, which automatically puts him in second place and knocks out Sorcy and Wolfgang. 4 seconds. Get one more off. It'll count if it goes. Coldani can't quite do it there, but ends with 5. He'll knock out the previous 2 competitors in Brentley Wolfgang and Dominic Sorcy, as he now puts himself in second place right behind Caden Padilla. And now, very tough player, very tough shooter. He loves to shoot that deep ball. It's Blaze Michael. Just from what I've seen him do on the court the last 3 days, I know that he can get into double digits, and he could be our first of the competition. Michael Misses all in the first rack. You just have to make one to get yourself going. There it is. Beautiful shot there. He's got 2. Michael now on the third rack. 30 seconds, halfway done. He might be able to get through all of them. But it's not about getting through all of the balls. It's about knocking them down. Michael, he's got 4 now with 12 seconds. Make it 5. 6, ties it up and knocks out Koldani. He's on fire. Michael can't hit the money ball. He'll throw 2 from the final rack. And Blaze Michael takes the number 1 spot with a total of 7. Now leading Caden Padilla, who has 6. And now, when we had the evaluation games on Monday, I noticed that Gideon Ortiz was an above-average shooter. He's taller than most in this league. We'll see what he's able to do from the outside. When he gets hot, you can't stop him. Ortiz hits at least 1 on the first. Now the second one starts it off hot. Ortiz at 5, now at 6. Ortiz catching fire, nearly a perfect rack. No, misses the 4th. Money ball to make it 9. Ortiz, he's at 9. Just a couple seconds left for Ortiz. Another money ball. Can maybe get 2 off on the final rack. He'll unleash quickly. 9 points for Gideon Ortiz. He's now in first. Gideon Ortiz with a magnificent effort. That top rack doing him the most good. Next in our D-League competition, Josiah Aquino, 7 to tie for second, 9 to tie for first. Aquino shooting off 1 foot. Aquino finally knocks one down. Actually, excuse me, he's got 2, now 3. Heading to the top rack. That's where Ortiz cleaned up. Aquino hits the money ball. He has 6. Aquino starting to slow down as he heads to the final rack. 6 seconds. Aquino, one last ball. Won't go, ends with 6. Not enough. G League competition on court number 2 currently, just a couple seconds left. Game on the line, both teams still in the mix between Sam Garski and Coach Charles Roth. And it looks like we're going to wait until that game is over to continue with this. Jeremy Hurtado on the call over there on court number 2. It's the final seconds. Boykin tried to call game as time expires. Didn't hit. Charles Roth gets a victory over there on court number 2. If you want to see that finish and finale, check it out. It'll be on demand at your leisure. NorCal Sports TV. 27-26 was the final of that one. Boykin tried to put it in the hole. Couldn't do it from that free throw line extended. For us here at the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp 3-point contest, currently in the lead is Gideon Ortiz, who put up 9. Blaze Michael on the chopping block. He has 7, with still 5 players to go. Next up, Milo Rivas. Milo Rivas on evaluation games. It seemed like he was just an average player, but as it comes down to it, he's shown himself more and more every single day. With each game, gets more confident, more dominant, and he continues to do everything on the court, whether it's in the paint or from the perimeter. Milo Rivas has done exactly what the coaches want. And now, 3-point contest. He could be a champion. The way he's shooting the lights out here. Wish it was still daylight, because if these lights go out, Rivas is going to be in trouble. Rivas finishes up the 4th rack with the money ball. Rivas, money ball to finish it off the front iron. He finishes with 8, knocks out Blaze Michael. But now Rivas has a chance to head into the final. Colin Barrington now. Colin Barrington takes the stage. Barrington, halfway through his time, makes it to the top rack. Has been dominating the D-League division and now dominating the top rack as well. Right now, Barrington at 4.
Oh, here we go. Sam's got it because he knows these players, you know what I'm saying, in this league. I'll switch and we'll play. I'll go with the G League. Perfect.
Colin Barrington on the 5th rack with 7 points. Money ball, excuse me, that would be the 4th ball. Ends with 7, not enough to make it into the top 2. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores, for the D-League NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp 3-point competition. You all know the rules, except maybe Sam Garski, who's sitting beside me now.
How are you doing, guys? Just got out of a thriller on the other court. I have no breath. Feel like I took about 10 years off my life, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, D-League competition. You're the coach of Altitude.
Yes.
Who's one of 3 teams in the division.
Yes.
We've gone through most of these shooters already. We have 3 left to go: Ezra Nino, DJ Michael, Jeremiah White. Those are the 3 left. But when we look back at the former competitors, Gideon Ortiz currently leads with 9.
It's not a shocker.
Milo Rivas right behind him with 8.
It's not a shocker. So Gideon's nickname for the camp, for those who don't know, it's KD. And so his shot is pure. It's smooth. So it's not a surprise that he's leading so far. He's one of the guys where if you leave him open like we've done, we don't have a very good record against Gideon.
Now, let me tell you this. The D-League is the middle school division, 7th and 8th grade. NBA division is the youngest for the boys division, which is 4th, 5th, and 6th, in which our winner is Josiah Gunter. And you've probably heard the name. You've seen him play. Yes. But for the NBA and the younger players, he shot 8 in both the first round and the second round, and yet the leader in the D-League just has one more than him.
Okay, so when we were doing the draft on the first day evaluations, Josiah, I didn't know how old he was. He was considered for the D-League, so it does make sense. He's a lot more mature than his years, and he's got a great shot, great feel for the game. What it really comes down to in this one is just taking your time. That's what we stressed at the last time we did this at the last camp back in June. Just taking your time, because by the time you get to the third rack, your legs are very tired. And so for the younger kids, a lot of these guys, some of them have push shots, some of them use their legs to really get the ball up to the rim. And so a little shooter's fatigue will come into play. But great shooting at the end. Oh, what a performance by Ezra.
Nino finishes with 6, which will knock him immediately out of the competition. But we mentioned that earlier here at the three-point contest was about the form, the shooting, and how much energy you have to push into it. But it's not only that. You have to put 25 shots up in just 60 seconds. It's not easy.
No. So, the key is you got to take your time, right? You want your natural shot. You don't want to rush. You know what I mean? But and also the biggest thing I think is playing the scoreboard. In the back of your mind, you miss 2 in a row. You're thinking about the scoreboard more than you're thinking about the next shot. So the guys who can stay locked in, only worry about the next shot, take their time. If you take your time and you have a decently quick shot, you will get off every shot in an ample amount of time.
And with the low scores that we have, the money ball, which is the 5th ball in each rack, you can't cheat ahead. You have to shoot the 4 before you get to that money ball. With 9 points, 8 points, 7 points, one money ball significantly changes what your score will be and how you can place.
Yeah, at the last game we talked about, I think Owen in the older division in the G League, he won his. I think he hit probably 3 out of the 5 money balls. So, you take those away, that's 6 points, right? So, that's half your score, more than half your score. So
and that was at the last camp.
Hitting timely shots is a great grace, but there's plenty of good shooters at this camp. So, guys are getting a little tired here, but he's got a great shot. Blaze, DJ, they have great shots, the twins. So he just has to take his time, stay his rhythm, and he'll do fine.
Blaze shot earlier. He finished with 7, but unfortunately got knocked out by Rivas a couple players later. Now DJ Michael currently at 3, heading into the 5th rack.
Let's see how he does on this last one here.
He only has 2 seconds. Not going to be enough time, but does finish with 4. And knocks himself out. On the chopping block is Milo Rivas, but Gideon Ortiz isn't too far ahead. And our final shooter is Jeremiah White, who is a powerhouse of a player. He doesn't only drive, he doesn't only rebound. When he shoots, it's electric.
Burger. That's his nickname. Burger. Came up, all of his kids, everybody that came up that knows him, they call him Burger. He's out here serving, no pun intended. He's out here serving. He's a solid player, really good court feel. He's one of the better players just for any of his respective age. He's take his time. He'll be perfectly fine. He's kind of rushing right now. Just take your time. You'll be fine.
And now we're on our last competitor of the D-League, but you're also one of the G-League coaches in this, in which we have 7 players in the G-League. I'm going to hand you this list here. Let me know what you think about the competition.
Who do we got in this one? Well, right away, the one that stands out the most right off the bat is Trevor Fraley. Correctly, last name? Fraley?
Sure.
I'm completely off on that. So, Trev, we call him Trev. He's got the purest shot in the entire G League. Catch and shoot off both sides, down pins, curls. He can shoot off the dribble, spot up. He's just a pure shooter. The next one that stands out is Jason Clark. He's on my team. He's a great shooter. He's a great spot-up shooter. A lot of these guys who are really good off the dribble, it's a different type of contest when you have to purely take it off the rack or instead of just naturally shooting the basketball. So both these guys are great, obviously, because they're in the finals. But my opinion, you always want to go first and set the tempo.
You've seen all the D-League players. You coach with them, you coach against them. We have 12 players, which is our biggest division for the three-point contest. Who's a player that's not in here that you would have liked to see?
Looking at the list of players, Do I see his name? Well, I thought Caden, but Caden did it. Congratulations, Caden. Thank you for participating. Looking around, for all the actual shooters, the guys in the games who have taken a high volume from three, the list is about spot on. I mean, it's a great field of players, and I think they're doing a great job. So, I like the turnout. It's a lot more than the G League.
That's
so
true.
It's nice to see the friendly competition.
Now this is your second camp with us on NorCal Sports TV. What has your experience been like? Tell us about it.
So I've never been to a basketball camp. Never been. So I was always the guy in the summertime to hang out with my family, go fishing, just stay at the house, play video games, play with my brother in the backyard. I never really went to camps or anything, even basketball camps in general. So for a person like me, I get very excited to come down here because I get to share this experience with the kids. It feels like I'm a kid. I'm out here 5 days of the week, playing basketball all day long, getting to coach, getting to help players improve, and just having a blast out here. So, I loved it the first time. I asked if I could come back. They were so graceful to let me come back, and I'm going to continue to come back moving forward.
Well, thank you so much for being here once more. Our first competitor in the finals, Milo Rivas, 11.
Oh, 11, that's a tough one.
3 more than what he did in the first.
Maybe you shouldn't let him go first. That's a great one.
Gideon Ortiz, 9 points. It's only one more than the NBA, and I think he could do more, but he's already gone through once. He's more tired than he was the first time.
Well, let's see what he's up. The first two are a little off. It looks good. There we go. First one up. Little off, little short. Follow through. He's just got to hit a money ball. He's got to hit at least 1 or 2 money balls to keep himself in it.
Looks like that power is almost perfect. It's just the line, the accuracy, that's a little bit off. And, yes, that can come with tiredness, but what else? Because the power is nearly spot on.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but we're going to chalk it up to these rims are, a lot of these guys are, we call them indoor guys.
Yep.
They play indoors. A lot of these guys don't really play outside a whole lot. So, you got tougher rims. These are different basketballs, the blue and black ones that they use for the games. They're a little more slick. So I think, for these guys, it's adjusting to the ball that you're using and adjusting to the rims.
And now, Coach, we were just talking about this earlier. Movies, Hoosiers. The rim is still 10 feet tall. The basketball court is the same length. Everything's the same. And you're saying that it's the outdoor rims.
I said you have to adjust. I never said it was impossible, but you have to adjust. And with the timeout, I think we know who our winner is.
We do. Milo Rivas.
Congratulations to Milo. Unbelievable shooting. The biggest part about this is Milo's a post player.
Yeah.
So for him to come out as a true stretch big and to show these guards how it's done, I mean, tip of the cap. Tip of the cap to Milos. Hey, let me get out of your way and let you do the interview. You know more about shooting than I do. Let me get out of the way here.
Thank you, Sam.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Our NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp D-League champion Milo Rivas, 8 points in the first, 11 points in the second, knocking down Gideon Ortiz, in which Sam Garski said is one of the better three-point shooters at the camp. When it comes down to the second round, only knocked down 1. You had 10 more than him. How do you feel?
I feel good. I didn't have confidence.
And as we were wrapping up there with Sam, he said the thing is about you, you're a great three-point shooter, but you're also a post player. You get down, you do the dirty work, you grab the rebounds, you get the layups, but you're not afraid to shoot from the outside. We've seen that in the first 3 days of camp. Then you come out during the three-point contest and take it all. What did you think about the competition coming into this?
I felt kind of nervous, but I wanted to have confidence in myself, and I just wanted to win.
And now going out there, unleashing that first ball, shooting that first ball, what was going through your head?
A lot. I just felt really nervous, but I just wanted to win.
And you just, as the racks went on, you got more confident, kept on throwing them down?
Yeah.
And now the three-point ball is one thing in the game of basketball that over the years just continues to grow, and grow. And a lot of people credit that to Stephen Curry. We saw Josiah Gunther earlier. He won the NBA division contest. He said Steph Curry is the main reason why he shoots the three ball, and he credits his play to him. Do you have a player that you credit your game after?
Yeah, Steph Curry, too.
Steph Curry, too. He's the man.
Yeah.
Do you have any other words for us before we head to the G League competition?
Not really. I just really wanted to win and prove I could shoot.
Well, congratulations once more. You definitely proved that you can shoot 11 points out of a possible 30 and knocking out the other 11 competitors in this competition. Coming up is going to be the G League three-point contest. You're watching the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. Final competition of the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp three-point contest. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores, and beside me, Coach Charles Roth. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you, thank you.
In this G League competition, we have 7 competitors. Each player gets 1 minute to shoot 25 shots. 30 points is the highest you can get. If you're in the top 2 competitors through the first round, you'll head to a finale in which the largest scorer from that point will be our victor. And Coach, 7 players. You're one of the coaches for the G League. You've been here camp after camp after camp. You've seen so much competition. Through these 7 players, how do they stack up against three-point shooters we've seen in the past?
Well, I mean, this year we got some good shooters. We've had great shooters in the past, so it'll be fun to see these guys come out here and compete today.
Our first competitor is Trevor Fillet. He's been one of the top competitors, one of the top shooters, and Coach Sam Garski, he was with me for the D League competition. He said he wouldn't be surprised at all if he was the winner of this contest.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great shooter. He lets it fly. But just coming out here, you know, in this environment and, you know, having to shoot off a rack is totally different than catching off the dribble or off the pass. So, I don't know. He had 5, I believe.
Yep.
You know, that's not a high number, but we'll see. I mean, there's been, you know, lower numbers in the past, and they move on to the championship round, and you know it goes higher from there. So,
looking back on our other division winners, Autumn Begley won the WNBA with a score of 5. In the NBA, Josiah Gunther took it with 8 points in both rounds. And then in the D League, it was Milo Rivas who scored 8 in the first round, which was actually the second player. He scored 1 less than Gideon Ortiz, but then hit 11 in the second round, in which Ortiz only hit 1. It's how you're feeling at that time.
Yes.
He hit 8 less than what he did in the first round. It's about consistency.
Yeah, I've watched that kid play these last couple days in the D League. I really like his game. He stepped up big time in plays, and so it wasn't surprising to me that he was in that championship round. So
Billy Taylor is our second competitor for this G League three-point contest. What have you seen in him through the first 3 days?
Well, I've seen him play not only out here, but I believe he's from Manteca area, and I've seen him play AAU and around the area, and he's a really good player, really good shooter, good ball handler, high IQ. He's at 10 right now, 11. I believe it's 11.
Almost hit the money ball, too, which would have counted for 2 extra. But finishing with 11 immediately puts him in first place and puts Trevor Fillet on the chopping block. Once again, Coach, I mentioned that you've been here for multiple camps. With NorCal Sports TV, what keeps you coming back?
Just this environment. It's a great environment. I love to coach, be around kids, and hopefully make an impact in their life, not just with basketball, but in life in general. I believe that that's what all coaches should do, and that's what I try to do out here. So I really just enjoy the atmosphere, the kids, great competition, and great announcers and staff here as well. So
Dylan Morse-Clark is the next competitor for the G League. He needs to beat 5 to keep himself in the contest, and he's been able to shoot from the outside as well. Even though he would be considered a center or post player, he's proven himself to be around the perimeter at times.
Yes. He's made a few shots in the games. Whenever he makes one, like this, he's he just builds his confidence. He just builds his confidence, and so just like that one. I love his attitude. He's a great kid, and he's been fun to be around. So
Morse-Clark gets through rack number 4, heads to the 5th with 4 seconds left, trying to get as much as he can. It's good. The last one, Morse-Clark gets his chance. He's now on the chopping block and takes Fillet out of the contest.
That's
My
great.
goodness.
I love to see it. Look, just look at the kids. Just giving them high fives, especially on that last made one at the end there. And
yeah, Morse-Clark now in second place. Fillet has no chance at it. But Coach asked you why you keep coming back. You told us why, but now tell us why you're here. You're a coach of the game. Tell us what you've been through.
As in what now? As in.
Well, obviously we have some of the best staff here at the camp, some of the best coaches, and there's a reasoning why you coach the game of basketball and how you played through the years and then how you got to become a coach.
Well, growing up, I played at Livermore High School. Went to Livermore High School. Ended up going into the military after high school. Came home in 2001. My brother started high school then. So I got
born then.
I got asked to coach, be an assistant coach at Tracy High School there. So I was just an assistant. Started coaching AAU and CYO and a lot of different basketball since 2001. And it's just grown from there. From Livermore High School to coaching at Livermore High School to Lathrop High School to West High School in Tracy. To now at Gustine High School. Small school, probably 500, 550 kids.
Home of the Reds?
Yeah, home of the Reds.
What is a Red, Coach?
Well, it used to be the Redskins.
Got it, okay.
So they just switched it down to the Reds. And, yeah, this is my second year there. This is going to be my second year there. And I enjoy it, just trying to build the program there, build structure, and just getting kids involved with basketball. So
if you're in the Valley area near Gustine and you're willing to play the game of basketball at the high school level, Coach Charles Roth, one of the best to come to the camp. And you've been vocal today about the kids, the players listening to you. And when it works out, you say, hey, see what happens when you listen to a coach?
Yes, see what happens. Make the extra pass, make the cut. Just keep going through your offense. It may not work the first time through, but third pass, fourth pass through, you get easy layups. And it's like, just listen, just listen. Kids think that They know it all, and at some point you're like, no, 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 and they make the shot, and you're like, yes, So I just really enjoy it. It's just fun seeing the kids grow from, early on 7th, 8th grade guys up into high school. I still got players now who I've coached back then in 2001, 2005, who are having kids and who are getting married, and they come back and invite me to their weddings and things like that. So it's really cool to see just the growth, from this young kid to a young adult now. So it's just amazing. That's why I do it.
Sam Garski was talking about the same thing earlier today. It's about really nothing else. It's about later on getting the satisfaction of being a friend and being a person for these players. Of course, you teach them the game of basketball, but you're also there for them just as a person and a role model.
Yes, that is correct.
A moment ago, we just saw J.C. Sorsey score 4 points, and then after that, Connor Fuller moves into second place over Dylan Morse Clark with a total of 9. On the court now, Jason Clark with a score of 8. Possibly going to knock off Connor Fuller, who's at 9. He has 5 balls if he has the time. Ties it up at 9. Needs this to knock off Fuller. A tie for second place.
Yeah, he's a really good shooter, too. He's knocked down some shots in our games against me. He's on another team, and, whenever he's open, it's more highly likely that he's going to make the shot than miss. So I really like that kid. He's good.
Final competitor, Robert Lucas, will see if he can break the score of 9 or if he can tie it. And then we'll have to do a tiebreaker from that point.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprised me if he gets up there in that 9 area. He's a strong player as well. Very physical. Doesn't shy away from the contact. Will knock down open shots as well.
Now, we talked a lot on the first day with evaluation day, which the coaches, they stare at players. They look at what they can do, the abilities. There's only so much you can break down within 2 games. But you went into the draft. You got the players that you wanted. But maybe what's the player that slipped through your grasp that you wish you would have?
Well, this one right here. He's a great player, all-around player, team player. He just goes after it everything. So I would love to have him, on my team as well. So,
and it's less about them being on the same team, but Lucas, Pollock, and Schaefer, 3 fantastic players that ending up on the same team is a great addition for that coach and the rest of the players with them. But they 3 play together so well, and that's one big thing that if you're only going to play for 5 days, you really need that team chemistry, and I think they really have it.
Yeah, they, it's hard. It's hard during evaluation days, especially there's 3 coaches. There's 3 coaches, and you have to decide, what player you want to pick. And the coach right before you picks that player.
Yep.
So then you're looking at scrambling, to find out who the next player is. And so it's really difficult because we go in through a snake type of situation where, we pull names or pull numbers out of a hat, 1 through 3. You're hoping that you get the number 1 pick, so you can get the player that you want. And then it goes to 2 and then to 3. And the 3rd coach gets to pick again because it goes backwards now. So if you pick 1, you're picking like number 5 or 6, in line. So, it's tough. So if you're picking number 2, you're picking, 2 pretty good players, around that area, and it just goes from there. So
The boss man just announced the 3 competitors for our second round. Billy Taylor was the one with the highest score at 11, and Coach Sam Garski immediately goes, hey, why didn't you shoot like that last game?
Yeah, we just played them. We just ended up playing them right now. We just got finished with that game, and he's a really good shooter. I think he made a couple shots in that game, but I'm glad he didn't make as many as he's shooting right now. So
ended up being a 1-point game, right?
Yeah, one point game. beat them this game. They beat us last game by 3 points, I believe. And so it's been, I mean, our group this year has been very competitive. So it's just been fun.
You can see the thrilling end to that game right now on NorCal Sports TV. Don't go anywhere yet, but after the contest, you can go back and watch that game in full or just the end if you would like. Subscribe to NorCal Sports TV. Hit that notification bell to know when we are live. You can see more of us at the camp and when our youth events on the weekends. You've taken a few teams there. High school sports also starting up in about a month and a half.
Yeah. Right now, CIF has us in a dead period to messing or being around any of your kids, so we cannot talk or participate with any of our kids. So that was what makes it difficult. 9, Billy Taylor.
Taylor had 11 in the first round. Second round gets 9, in which Fuller and Clark hit 9 in that first round. It'll be a close one. We'll see what happens here. But let's talk about that dead period with the CIF. Believe it's just the Sac Joaquin section, correct?
Yes.
How do you think that impacts the game? Do you think it's the right move? Do you think it's the wrong move? If you won't get in trouble.
I mean, it's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinions, I just think it really takes away from what you're trying to do as a program, and with AAU or anything like that. Some of these kids are still playing AAU with their respective teams, but there is some high school teams that continue to play right now as well under the AAU umbrella, and I think it takes away from it. Takes away from you and, well, me especially as growth. Being a second-year coach, trying to build a program. You take 2 weeks away from us and. But I understand what they're trying to do is build relationships within families and give that time for families to go on vacations. So I see it both ways, but I would have liked it to have been the same.
Connor Fuller, 9 from the first round, 6 in the second. So he's going to fall short of that mark, and now it's just up to Jason Clark. Coach, what's your thoughts before he starts shooting? Does he have it in him to take down Taylor?
Yes, I say yes.
Super confident.
I say it's going down to it. It's going down to the wire. I think. I wouldn't be surprised right here.
1 minute, counting down. He needs 9 to tie, 10 to take home a championship. First track not looking so good, but those money balls, 1 or 2, can change the game immensely.
He's got the pressure on him. Pressure to try to make 9. Billy took first. He shot first, put the pressure on. So
a lot of players hitting from the top rack. We do know that the distance is a little bit different as you move around from the outside. From the game of basketball and that perspective, you were a part of this conversation a couple of days ago at one of our youth events. I brought it up again, I believe with Coach Jewell next to me. But the WNBA ball, men's NBA ball, what do you think about the difference? Should it be one?
I think it should be one.
There we go.
I think it should be one. It's just, you play on the same court, you play on the same rim, you play on the same everything. I think it should be.
And our winner of the G League, give it up to Billy Taylor.
G League winner, 11 points in the first, 9 in the second, Billy Taylor.
Billy Taylor.
What do you
job.
think, Coach? We're going to bring him over, but our last thoughts as we bring him over for our champion.
Great player. Like I said, I've seen him before. Great player. I'm glad he, ended up winning this. It just builds his confidence being a younger player. I believe he's a freshman. He's just got a big upside to him. It's going to be great to see him grow as a player.
We have tomorrow for games. Friday will be Championship Friday. Are you going to take home a championship?
Hey, me and Coach Sam here, we got a thing going back and forth about going to Disneyland. Him and his wife are going to Disneyland after this camp. And I said, well, if we get to the championship game or we end up playing to go into the championship game, And if I beat you, I'm going to take your tickets and go to Disneyland. So and we got this little rivalry going on. And so it looks like tomorrow evening we'll be playing to get into the championship game. So it's going to be fun.
Thank you so much, Coach Roth. We'll see you tomorrow as games continue on, and we're going to welcome Billy Taylor once we find him.
Yeah, I'll get him right now.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Okay.
G League contest 3-point champion winner Billy Taylor. Coach Roth is going to bring him over for us right now. But Sam Garski, who is the coach of Billy Taylor, Connor Fuller, and Jason Clark, said our 3 finalists in the G League are all 3 of my players. And he said, I'm such a proud coach. I'm glad that all 3 of them are a part of my team. And so Sam Garski, he was part of our D League competition. He came over and talked with us. So if you want to see the interview with him, see him talk, you can join him for that. But for now, our G League contest champion, Billy Taylor, congratulations.
Thank you.
11 points in the first round, set the tone just as the second competitor. No one even got close to you. Then in the second round, you show up, decide you want to shoot first. What made you shoot first?
I have no idea. It's hot out here.
It's hot out here. You just want to get it done and get out. Well, that certainly applied the pressure to Connor Fuller and Jason Clark, in which in their second rounds held to 6 and 2 points. How were you feeling when you got out there, started that second rack? Just what's going through your head besides the heat?
I want to go to my dorm and take a shower.
It's literally just about getting out. And here you are sitting as a champion. And you're a great three-point shooter. The most you can get through all 25 balls is 30 points. You ended up with 11, which was also the D-League winner score. Looking at what you're capable of doing as a three-point shooter, how do you grow into being this good at the three ball?
I have no idea.
You're just naturally good.
No, I worked out a lot my shot.
Well, congratulations on your victory, your champion. The G League three-point contest champion is a big deal as well as it is at all the other levels. So I'm going to let you go back to your dorm, take a shower, but congratulations for being the champion, and we'll have your prize for you on Friday.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You've been watching the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp three-point contest. We'll have more games for you tomorrow, and we'll head into Championship Friday and see who takes home the real championship. I'm Levi Flores, the voice of choice, and we'll see you with more on NorCal Sports TV tomorrow.